Impala Films presents Haunted, the audio drama. Season 2, Episode 4, Ascension, Part 3 of 4, written by Rory Jocelyn.
Ryan, open up!
We've got no movement. I'm gonna have to smash the glass. Pass me that log. Okay, easy.
Ryan, are you with us?
Check his pulse, Dan.
There's no pulse. Okay, chest compressions. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Come
5,
on, Ryan.
6, 7, 8.
There's still no response. Police already? This has to be a setup.
I can't just leave him here.
But we can't all get arrested. If Patrick Dalton was right, jail could mean the end for us.
I'm not stopping until a paramedic arrives. You two go.
I'm not going to let you get arrested by yourself. Abigail, you need to go and investigate the church.
I can't just leave you here.
I broke the window and I'm a cop. I'll make sure James is safe. Now go!
Fine, but afterwards I'm coming to the station to collect you both.
Damn it, wake up, Ryan.
I can't believe I left them.
Abby, what a surprise it is to see you here.
Dr. Anderson?
I told you to call me Arlo, didn't I? It's a genuine pleasure to see you here. I wasn't planning on telling you about these meetings for at least another week.
Oh, well, someone told me this might be good for me.
Indeed, it shall be. Come, I'll show you to the others.
You want to watch your step round here, Mr. Hunter. Easy to fall and smash into something harder than yourself.
I'm guessing this is going to be off the record.
I do hate paperwork.
Where's Ryan?
Mr. Smith didn't make it. Looks like a heart attack. You got any idea what could have spooked that young man to death?
Mr. Smith wasn't killed by a jump scare.
We found the log used to smash his window at the scene. It's being run for prints. But I'm going to guess it as either yours or DC Cowell's prints all over it.
Maybe it has both.
Maybe it does. So if I were you, I'd start singing from a different hymn sheet and send Officer Cowell down the river.
I found a friend who is all to me.
What?
It's the start of a hymn.
This isn't a fucking game! If you don't sell out Cal, then I'll be forced to make you our primary suspect.
I will not help you commit a miscarriage of justice. Greenvale deserves better than an officer who cooks the books.
What do you know of Greenvale? You're not from here. You didn't have to watch the fallout of the event. You didn't have to watch as those worst affected began peeling away from love and security of their lives. Homicides increased. Domestic abuse went through the roof. Self-harm was at a record high. And where were you, Mr. Hunter? After declaring victory over the netherworld, out gallivanting across the country. Meanwhile, hundreds of everyday officers were forced to see the haunting results of the afflicted. One man burned his wife's skin with acid, because to him she looked like a monster in a skin suit. Officers ditched the force, their own mental health shattered by the absurdities of the work you left in your wake. And we aren't even allowed to talk about what really happened. That broadcast. And for what? Your scandalous fake business of proving ghosts. You're a danger to society, Mr. Hunter. Someone who knows how to play a crowd. In another life, you'd have made one incredible cult.
I am genuinely sorry that your workload increased, but cutting moral corners is not the way to correcting the balance.
DC Cow murdered Ryan Smith. Battered him to death with a wooden log outside of St. Mary's Church. That's your story.
No, that's a lie and I will not endorse it.
Very well, Mr. Hunter. I've no further questions. Keep Mr. Hunter in custody until we figure out what to do with him.
We've all come here to grieve, for those lost to us in their corporeal form.
Yes, Arlo.
Every person in this room has been affected by the event that cut through this town. Some of us succumbed to its darkest excesses, and found the things we once treasured were meaningless once we came out the other side. And we know that it was not some chemical, but a broadcast, a deadly signal.
Yes, Arlo.
The rest comprise of those who may not have felt the signal's presence themselves, but whose lives were destroyed by those who were afflicted. Watching loved ones morph into unrecognizable shapes in the body of those who used to love them.
Yes, Arlo.
All of us have lost something physical, tangible, and all of us are here, searching for meaning.
I have a question.
Miss Corbin, the statements I pose are all rhetorical. They need not a response.
But didn't you say you only arrived in the town after the signal incident?
What's your point?
That not everyone in this room has been affected by the signal, not unless you're counting your bank balance.
I am a facilitator of the town's pain.
Facilitating the pain? Where?
That's enough! Dr. Arlo has been a bedrock of support for this community. When I abandoned my daughter, he gave me the strength to get her back.
Katie?
Katie? Katie Smith?
Yes?
As in Ryan Smith's wife?
I...
The Katie Smith this entire town is pretending never existed.
Oh, Abigail. I really wish you hadn't said that.
Officer Cowell, a word in private, please.
How can I help you, Cooper?
Your friend, James Hunter, is on the line for murder.
But he...
I don't want to hear your version of events, Dan. I want you to help us bring him down.
Oh, for what?
He's been manipulating you, dragging you around the country to look at ghosts and goblins. The man's a kook, and he's definitely got you under his spell.
What are you talking about?
You've seen hypnotists, yeah? You've seen people who have mastered the art of social hacking, knowing which questions or phrases to use to get the response they want out of someone. The legit ones are registered and sign a legal document not to use their skills for nefarious purposes. But some of them use their talents to get people to do what they want.
Ugh, James couldn't trick me into eating a ham sandwich, let alone make me believe something that isn't true.
Right. So he acts inept. That's the oldest trick in the book, Dan.
What murder is he guilty of?
The murder of Ryan Smith.
No, Ryan was already dead when we found him.
Smashed his face in with a wooden log.
No, I used that log to break the window so we could try to resuscitate him.
Then why's his face caved in the same shape as the flat edge of the log?
That's not how we left the scene. Any baseline forensics would show that the wounds occurred after death.
That is how you left the scene. If you want any chance of coming back as anything but a lowly beat cop, you'll do this for me. I can get you that King's Commendation for bravery you've always wanted.
You're offering me a bribe?
I'm offering you a choice. A distinguished service career or being banished forever as a nobody. And all you need to do is testify against James Hunter.
I'm not selling my honour.
The country's paved in the blood of those with more honour than sense, forgotten, and to be trodden on forever.
Oh, that's too poetic to be your own words.
This order comes from above us, Cowell, both officially and spiritually. I can make the charges stick, whether you agree to help me or not. I'm just offering you a lifeline.
Your price is too high.
And your fate is sealed. Now be a good lapdog and wait here for me.
You can't just leave me handcuffed in the break room. The other officers will free me.
I'd be very careful who you trust.
Bolt the doors.
You can't keep me in here, Arlo. The police...
Will forgive my motives, along with many in this town.
No way. No way you got that much influence in only a few months.
My influence? I have not tricked anybody. Everyone among you is here by their own choice and their own free will. As you are.
You just locked me in.
So I can explain. Abigail, this entire group is centered around self-help. Every one of us has been broken, other than myself.
I spiraled into a dangerous place after the signal. All the things I'd said, the things I'd seen, the things I'd done. I knew there was no returning to normality for me. But because I had a ring on my finger and a daughter at home, I kept pretending to be the good housewife, all the while feeling more cold and distant from the ones I was supposed to love. I no longer loved Ryan. When we'd kiss, it was like my skin was crawling, kissing some stranger I only shared photos with.
This was when I opened up my practice and realized the absolute truth of the signal, the reason why.
The idea that the world and the events we go through are random is terrifying. To think that the things I've done, the people I've hurt, the reasons for leaving my husband were all meaningless. But it isn't thankless. Arlo managed to explain to us why we had made the decisions we had made, why we had to suffer the things we suffered. It's not our fault. These choices were made before we were even born.
What are you talking about?
Abigail, you weren't the victim of random chance. You weren't the plaything of some false god. You're a non-corporeal energy. Your soul, if you like, chose which life experiences it had yet to learn.
That's ridiculous.
Think about it, Abigail. You meet people with very little life experience who have the energy of an old soul. Why do you think that is? How can two children raised in the same home to the same parents have different rates of maturity and wisdom? Because their relation is corporeal only. Before conception, they were but two different souls seeking new experiences.
And who grades the maturity of these souls? You?
We are all our own judges, all working towards our own ascension from the corporeal plane and beyond. You are too. You just don't know it yet.
You mean I chose the signal for myself?
What better explanation? Why would a seemingly wise young lady chase after a dangerous phenomenon?
Stupid curiosity.
Wrong. Because your soul desperately wanted to feel and understand the pain and suffering of that journey. And here you are at the other side, stronger and more bold with your ideals. You chose to survive it. You chose to learn more within this lifetime. Throw away the shackles of random chance and embrace your decision to continue fighting for knowledge in this life. Your soul has grander plans for you.
Oh, it would be comforting to think that the decision I make is just the will of a greater version of myself.
It's very comforting. All the times I cheated on Ryan, the choice to take our daughter from him. I'm not to blame in this life. Now, I can dedicate myself to my own wants and needs without concerning myself with the feelings of others.
All chosen for us before we were born. Live guilt-free, Abigail. Join us.
Daniel? What on earth is going on here?
Oh, Commissioner Grady, sir.
Why are you handcuffed in the break room? What are you doing here at all? I thought you were on leave.
It's just a practical joke, sir. Just a fun jab at my expense.
Oh. Some good old-fashioned hazing, I see. don't let it get out of hand.
Yes, sir.
How have you been, Daniel? We haven't spoken since your promotion.
Fine, sir. Just very busy.
Yes, I noticed. You've been a very busy bee, haven't you? Like Metis on Zeus's brain. Your name keeps popping up in my inquiry, and it's quite surprising, especially after the terms of your promotion.
Well, sir, things were quite chaotic.
Yes, I understand that, Daniel. It was a very impressive performance. We should have a review of your career once your leave ends.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mr. Hunter. You're free to go.
June, did they give you any reason why I'm being let go?
Most people usually argue on the way in, not the way out.
It just feels as if they were working at framing me.
I hear that a lot.
Do you not think the department needs a thorough investigation from the top down?
Hear that a lot too. You have yourself a good evening, Mr. Hunter.
Wait, but June! Typical Greenvale weather. Wet, windy, with a touch of chill. The thunder is a less common touch. As I headed back to Cheryl's home, I pondered over the odd occurrences around Greenvale since our return. A dead American, a mystery news writer, a corrupt police officer, a missing child, and no leads on who or how Ascension got their talons into this town. Did we miss something? Is the town beyond saving? I'm being followed. I can't see the guy, but if I duck down this upcoming alleyway, I can... Oh!
Is he dead?
Nah. Looks like we've got ourselves a survivor. Give me a sec. I'll crush his head like an egg.
No, Detective. I believe there may be a higher calling for our Mr. Hunter.
Starring Jamie Evans as James Hunter, Isabella Barbieri as Abigail Corbin, and Luke Hunter as Dan Cowell. Also featuring Lila May, Johnny Buxton, Edina Hadley, Michael Heath, David Anthony Green, Dean Kilby. Haunted, the audio drama, is created by Jamie Evans, with all episodes produced and directed by Jamie Evans and Benton Hodges. Audio engineering by Benton Hodges and Jamie Evans. Haunted is a production of Impala Films and is recorded at Free Sprite Media Studios, with special thanks to Duncan Newham for equipment support. Opening and closing themes by James Crow. Thank you for listening to this audio presentation. Come back next week for the next exciting chapter of Haunted, the audio drama.